No, Marcus, we already did that one. Try again. Well, that works. It wasn't too hard to get a Dahl weapon, but unfortunately it wasn't on level, so I had to smack some folks around before I could use it. Nothing out of the ordinary for a BL1 Allegiance. A quick level up and I was able to shoot guys. I've had a much harder time accessing weapons for an Allegiance before, so this is nice. And fortunately, Dahl makes all my favorite weapon types, so this is going to be a fun one. I've never been the biggest fan of Dahl, but with weapon manufacturers being so samey in this game, I don't think this is going to be an issue. What is an issue, however, is having a gun without a shield. I do wish there was a comprehensive graph for when certain shields unlock. See? If I had a shield right now, I wouldn't have gone down. I mean, I didn't die, but I wouldn't have gone down either. Now, every time I do one of these allegiances, I give Bonehead a good college try. Unfortunately, I never went to college, so I die every time, which means I need to do some side missions for XP, which, for Dahl, is not a bad thing, because for some reason, TK's wave is Dahl. So I'd be doing this either way. Oh, I should probably explain some rules I have for how I level up and the gear I'm allowed to use and stuff. So anyway, after finding a cute little smig and getting to level 9, I was able to take Bonehead out and farm crabworms to level 15. Which was quite difficult without a decent gun for it, but luckily I found my second favorite grenade type in this game, Bouncing Betties. They're just so good, I don't even care about the range. After finally getting to level 15, I run off to do some garbage or whatever. I should note, the one thing that makes Dahl feel like Dahl in this game is the fact they make burst rifles instead of machine guns. It's nice. Oh look, the reason I farmed to 15! Observe Martyrdom. And once again, not having a shield is still an issue. Hopefully one of you can enlighten me as to when I was supposed to unlock Dahl shields. For realsies, hiding in a barn taking pot shots isn't ideal, but Sledge is coming up and that's the last big hurdle before this run is smooth sailing. If only I had an SNS weapon, their added tech level is so important and impactful to gameplay. Yeah right, tech level doesn't fucking matter. What matters is this cool shotgun I found, but that reminds me. The thing about comparing manufacturers in Borderlands 1 is the difference will be imperceptible until you start comparing unique weapons. What I'm saying is, Dahl makes all the same shit TDR does, and also sniper rifles. And it all feels like TDR, but a little greener. So now that this sorry soul is dead, I'm going to blast ahead and get to the part where things actually start getting interesting. One of those things I didn't take advantage of, but you get access to a lot of uniques through side missions. There are a good few farms. But we go over that in a little more detail momentarily. Destroyer 1 took 56 seconds to kill, and round 2 took ever so slightly longer at 9 minutes 30 seconds. Now after leveling up, we can talk about those farms I mentioned. The first farm is not for anything unique, it's my recommendation for farming non-uniques from these two chests in Crimson Fastness. See, awesome level is high here, so you'll get some decent stuff, but it's not the most efficient thing. Oh hey, a Wildcat! I'm hoping BL4 brings that back as a double anarchy, shooting 4 bullets for the price of 2 but with low accuracy. Unfortunately with how the Wildcat is in this game, I'm not the biggest fan, but I do see the potential. But I mean, this damage is just kinda bad. I found another one with twice this damage and that's still not super great. But anyway, we take out Nox Trap, which takes 3 minutes 29 seconds. Wait, am I forgetting something? Ooh, a Hornet. Oh, that's what I forgot! Base game weapon farms! In no particular order, the Dev requires the Middle of Nowhere bounty board and the completion of the Alter Eco questline. The Nailer farm unlocks with the mission house hunting, also from the Middle of Nowhere board. Drops from this goofy guy at a 10% chance. It's also the mission reward, but since this is classic not enhanced, the side missions don't scale to your level after killing the Destroyer. Whilst working toward the Dove, I'll show off the Hornet a bit since they're so often associated with one another. And the Hornet is very, very good and fun. It feels like this gun was responsible for the direction of Dahl in future games. It feels unique. And surprise, the gun locked to the best element in the game kills things very nicely. The Dove is one of those 10% drop chance type farms, which is a nice change of pace from BL1. It's also the mission reward, and before you ask, there's no fucking way I'm farm a Dove Hornet from Slither. It's been done before though. Now we make our way to yet another 10% farm. We need TK's Wave and it draws from Scar, as I may have mentioned earlier. See, surprising amount of base game farms. DLC is a lot more normal though with one drop we'll get to later. Man, Dahl is the company that made me realize double anarchies aren't as good as I thought they were. Ned was being a bitch, by the way. That's an Atlas shotgun he has, and it seems to be a really good one. Normally I can just unlock him to death or something, but he taps me like twice with that shotty and I get downed. This is an opportunity to test how good the Betties are. Quick acid dot and a few fire Betties take off a solid chunk of his health. And this time I have a revive nearby, so I don't just die immediately. And getting behind a bit of cover keeps me from going down again. Dahl shotguns are really good, by the way. Steel is the next hurdle. I learned from a Jakobs allegiance that trying to take her out without elements isn't fun. Not an issue here, thankfully. This DLC is so convenient because I can just show these boss fights and I don't have to cover the ones in their actual respective DLCs. Which also means I can do Jakobs if I want and I barely have to show anything. That took 71 seconds, by the way. I forgot to time steal earlier because it took like 20 seconds. It's wild the difference using acid can make on a tanky yet dodgeable boss. Main event time. Remember what I said about bosses that can be dotted? Did you know Minak can be dotted? Did you know that I can be an idiot and get myself killed? It's true! Like and subscribe for more fun facts! Anyway, this fight took 2 minutes 30 seconds, which is great because I've had 15-minute long fights against this nerd before. All entirely thanks to him being able to be dotted. Acid is busted. Okay, farm time. I grab up one inventory full of legendaries, which is always going to be 45, and I get what I get. I don't look for specifics. That's the process more or less covered. I could show off Nox DLC, but it's low level until you kill Nox, and I already showed that fight here. These are all the Dahl guns I found. Lots of bulldogs, not that I'm complaining. I think the bulldog is funny. We'll get to that later, though. Found plenty of other guns to use. After being a little disappointed with double arrow keys, I wanted to try out a few other smigs. Look at all those fucking Maliwan guns, though. Gosh. I need to kill Kairos and Typhon. Kairos was annoying because he's acid resistant, and then even more annoying because Lance assassins. And then even more annoying because Minerva. Apparently I forgot to record some shit, but I killed him, it's fine. Fun fact about these badass elemental troopers, you can bust their head. Okay then. I shouldn't understate how much I love bouncing Bettys in this game. No other grenade gives me this carpet bomb feeling, it's great. It doesn't always work out per se, but it feels great. And again, paused the recording for the respawn and forgot to resume. Typhoon looks neat. The one I got was pretty low damage though, couldn't be bothered to farm it. And now it's time to farm armory for 3 loads of legendaries. Watch this. This is the most damage I've ever seen on a shotgun, and it's from a green Dahl. Maybe I've seen a Torg with more, I'm not sure. It's an example of weapon parts having so much.
Always room for more loot.
Whoa. I got 2 pearls during that, the other was a tsunami. Anyway, after my vow to never fight Craw again, I figured I'd do Underdome instead. I got plenty of weapons to mess around with, and before you ask, I'm not doing the 20 round ones. So what are my opinions on Dahl? They work good, and I like when they shoot the bad guys. Allow me to illustrate something for you. These are the 2 best Dahl ARs I found in all that farming, right? Get a good look at them. And this is the best TDR I found. Better than both of them in almost every way, so judging Dahl based on non-uniques is useless. So what do their uniques have? Are they good? Yeah, actually, the Bulldog is really fun, the Hornet is very good and luck to acid. They have a good few guns you can nab during a story playthrough. The Dove is basically the infinity of this game and I love that. The Raven is decent, the Wildcat is kind of mid, Reaper's Edge has too much zoom, but the Bulldog is very funny and the Nailer is a pretty good sniper. So there's a smattering of various weapons, but none I'd consider too bad. But TK's Wave and Reaper's Edge get super close. I don't like either of those guns. Oh, and bouncing Bettys are the best grenade. Fight me. All in all, I'd give Dahl a solid green out of 10. Subscribe for more professional and nuanced reviews, and like if you want Rafa Robot toe reveal.